Chapter 2, House Rules. Next morning, the key of the members of the Lambda and Omega gather in the dining room. You sit holding a latte at one end of the table while Riley sips an energy drink at the other. Whoever is in that corner room on the second floor needs to do something about all his snoring. You kept me up all night. Oh, that's what the ladies always say about me. Aye! Trevor and Omega girl next to him spring to their feet and high-five while the Lambdas seated across the table roll their eyes. Can we please settle down so this meeting can get started? I have a better idea, Trevor. Think fast. She grabs an orange from a bowl on the table, tosses it up in the air. Trevor's muscled arms dart up and catch it without hesitation. Nice. Keep 'em coming. Let's see how many I can keep in the air. I'm starting to get how my dad feels trying to get his class's attention. Seriously, you guys, cut the crap. The president has spoken. Your frustration mounts as the Omegas continue the roughhouse instead of paying attention. You glare across the room at Riley, but all he does is shoot you an amused grin. Need a hand calling the crew to order. All you have to do, say the word. Riley, just do it. Shame on you, Lambda. Is that any way to ask for a favor? You push down your surge of irritation and bat your eyes at him. Pretty please, Riley, will you come to my rescue with the teeth-rotting amount of sugar on top? Riley shoots you a wink before speaking in his usual casual drawl. Alright, sit your asses down, shut up like the good little boys and girls I know you are. To your annoyance, the Omegas comply with his request at once. Determined not to give Riley the upper hand, you bite down a snarky response. Thank you, Riley. It only took us 15 minutes, but I hereby call the first combined High Council meeting of the Lambda Omega House. The High Council is made up of executive members of the org. It is a weekly meeting where we talk about anything important that's come up. Oh, we know all about the High Councils. I might even know about it right now. Shut up, Trevor. If we want to get out of this thing alive, we'll need to work together. Thanks, Wyatt. I think we can all agree that there's one very big issue that needs discussing first. Which one of us gets to keep the house? The Lambdas should obviously stay because we actually take care of the house. Seriously, it's been one day and we already had to clean out pizza box that was floating in the pool. Hey, I was saving that for later. That's no way. We're handing over the house. We moved in first. You should be the ones to leave. Morgan's not wrong. We were technically here first. Alright, guys, can't you see you're interrupting the lady? Once again, Riley contains this group with nothing more than a smile and a nod. A smile that only grows at your obvious irritation. Go ahead, Lambda. Finish your little speech. We're listening. It's not a speech, and it's not little. Lambdas aren't going anywhere. After all, we're the ones with stamina. When it comes to staying power, I'm the one you should watch out for. Oh, is that so? Might have to put that to the test one of these days. Your whole body flushes hot to this meaning as it sinks in, but you mentally douse yourself with cold water as you do your best to keep your composure. Look, if neither side is neither willing to give up the house, the only fair solution is to hold a competition. The most successful org at the end of the year gets to keep the house, while the loser packs up and clears out. But how will we know which of us is more successful? We use measurable goals. Who pulls in the most recruits during rush week, who earns the most money during community fundraisers, and obviously who throws the most talked about parties. Community fundraisers? What are we, the Red Cross? Relax, guys. We already crush most of that list every year without breaking a sweat. He leans back in his chair and crosses one leg nonchalantly over the other, giving you a smug look. Besides, does Lambda even know how to throw a rager? I doubt the word is in their precious vocabularies. At least we can spell the word correctly. I'm surprised you even know what a dictionary is. I got into VCSU, same as you, Lambda. This gorgeous face hides powerful intellect. You bite your tongue and plaster on a tight smile. If the competition's agreed upon, then we'll move on to our next order of business, house rules. Oh, we already have those. Omegas? Rule number 1. Never leave a tapped keg out. Rule number 2, never puke in the sink. And the most important one of all, rule number 3, never enter a room with a sock on the door handle. That's disgusting. Fine, if we adhere to your 3 rules, then you have to adhere to ours. Wash your dishes right away. Everyone helps clean the bathrooms on weekends, and quiet hours start every weeknight at 11 p.m. Quiet hours every weeknight? What about Thirsty Thursdays, or Watermelon Shot Wednesdays, or Freaky Fridays? What on earth? We already know what Watermelon Shot Wednesdays are. Freaky Fridays, Thirsty Thursdays. Oh god, Freaky Fridays. Oh, so when we go so hard on Friday, we end up getting wasted and switching clothes. But why? Don't worry, guys. Danielle's obviously joking. No house on Greek Row goes dark at 11. Ours does. Not now that you have us to teach you how to loosen up. It's a tough job, but someone has to do it. Dahlia, Luna, why don't you show the Omegas where we keep the cleaning supplies? I'd like a word with their president in private. Oh, I know what that means. Quick, someone grab a sock for the door. Yeah, I think we better get going now. As soon as you're alone in the dining room with Riley, you push back your chair with an angry scrape, approaching his side of the table. If our 2 houses are going to live together, you need to treat the High Council with respect. I haven't gotten where I am today by slacking. In case you forgot, Lambda, I established the first gender-neutral frat in VCSU history. You think I need your advice on how to run things? Omega Psi is all about the innovation. The only problem is I do my best innovating after 11 at night. Wow! You basically said, hey, instead of all guys or girls, we said, screw it. I don't care when or where or who you innovate, just so long as you respect the quiet hours. Sounds to me like you care a little. You open your mouth to issue a retort when Riley holds up a hand just inches away from your chest. Save it, it's pretty clear that neither of us is willing to fold on this issue, so let's take a leaf out of your playbook. We'll have a competition. Only we'll do it Omega style. What do you say to a friendly game of backyard beer pong? President versus president. Beer pong? With just you and me? Why not? Unless you think you can't handle me on your own. The longer you stand there open-mouthed, the wider his smirk grows. You long to wipe it off his face, through any means necessary. I've never played this game ever in my entire life. Lean towards Riley, letting your body brush over his, dropping your mouth into his ear. You crone the words you've been so longing to say. Let's see if you're all talk, Omega. Oh, trust me, Lambda. I'm all about follow-through. Riley doesn't back away from you as he raises his voice enough for the rest of the house to hear. Set up for the beer pong table, team. It's a fight to the finish. Loud shouts and whoops sound as the Omegas head out back to start clearing the table and setting up the cups. As you follow Riley to the backyard, Dahlia catches your arm with a hiss. I hope you know what you're doing, Danielle. In case you forgot, you're not exactly our star beer pong player. That would be me, remember? Don't worry, Dahlia. I won't let anything bad happen to the Lambdas. You know what the sorority means to me. I have every intention of coming out on top. Riley, clearly overhearing, interrupts with a low laugh. You can come out on top all you want, Danielle, but you should start remembering that I'm just as dedicated to my frat as you are. Alright everyone, standard rules apply. The game will be played in the style of horse, with 1 cup for each president. Hell yeah, Riley, you got this! Riley nods at his right-hand man and keeps going. Danielle and I will alternate turns trying to sink a ball in the other's cup. First to spell Omega wins and gets to keep their quiet hours rule. I think we should spell it cocky instead. Tempting, but beer pong is an Omega tradition. We never mess with the classics. Speaking of classics, there will be no tag-ins or celeb shots. This is down to me and you, period. Whatever, you're going down either way. Nice try, but not even an offer like that will throw me off my game. He tosses you the ball with a wink. To your relief, you catch it. Beauty before brawn. Let's see what you've got. Drawing a resolute breath, you take your place at one of the ends of the table. You narrow your focus to just the cup and the ball, line up your shot, and a miss by a mile. Oh, I can't believe I whiffed that. It's okay, Danielle. You'll sink the next one. Across the table, Riley closes one eye as he angles the ball and lets it fly. You watch dismayed as it lands in your cup. And that's our boy. An O for Omegas. Riley. That's just a warm-up. You flutter your eyelashes provocatively at him, your hip curved against the table as you pull out all the stops. That one doesn't count. I was getting used to how good the ball feels in my hand. Riley's eyes flash, but he doesn't fall for the trap. Has anyone ever told you that you bite your thumbnail when you lie? You toss your hair and grab the ball for your next shot. As you plant your feet and prepare to throw, Riley coughs lightly. It's your stance that's the problem, Lambda. You've got your footwork all wrong. I do not. You willing to bet your precious quiet hours on it? Because I'd be happy to help you fix your position. You're just saying that because you want to come over here and distract me. I can't help it if I set every heart in a 100-foot radius fluttering. As tempting as it would be to shut down the charming smile of his, Dahlia's right, beer pong isn't my strong suit. You roll your eyes and gesture for him to join you. As he moves behind you and drops a light hand to your hip, your heart does start to flutter. See, I have my uses. Just show me how it's done. With a rumble of approval, he grabs your other hip and gently nudges your feet into your position sideways for the table. You try to focus on your stance, but Riley's body's pressed against yours, radiates heat and strength, his hand lingering on your hip. See how much better this feels? I don't see how you copying a feel helps my aim. His laugh shakes you both as he slides one arm, or hand up your arm, until it's directed in a perfect arc towards the opposite cup. You try to ignore his strong, looming presence, but his breath curls over the back of your neck like a light whisper. Go for it, Danielle. With me behind you, you can't fail. Ask for a few pointers. You're not ready to end this moment just yet. Desperate to feel his touch one more time, you give in to the urge to keep him at your back. Anything else I should know before I let things fly? Like how hard I should throw it? Cradles your hand in his and gently swings your arm forward. In cases like these, you want to play it soft and slow. Your head whirls with 1,000 different thoughts as he demonstrates the movement. Your hand fits so perfectly in his. Oh my god, just throw it already. Riley doesn't move away as you flick your wrist and send the ball flying. It pings directly in the center of the cup. Yes! Nothing but net. That's an O to the Lambdas. I knew I'd get you that big O eventually, Danielle. And it's all because you fell for my little trap. With a laugh, he saunters over to his side of the table. He barely even looks at the cup as he sinks another ball, and then another one. Your first mistake was taking on a pro, Danielle. It's like facing Marshall Labrowski in a shootout. I'm sorry, who? Beer pong is as much about strategy as expertise. Just watch. With the entire group of Lambdas cheering you on, you match Riley beat for beat. M. E. Oh, we're tied at G? Told you. Now all I have to do is land this next one, and it's lights out at 11 every weeknight. A hush falls over the backyard as you plant your feet, take your aim. You're just about to throw when you glance up to find Riley watching you with a strange glint in his eyes. You glance around at the Omegas and Lambdas, who actually seem to be getting along and enjoying themselves. I could make the cup, keep a rule, not to mention the upper hand, or I could miss on purpose and extend an olive branch to Omega. Yeah, no, he's been a dick. Make the last cup. Time to show the Omegas who's in charge here once and for all. With Riley's tapes ringing in your ears, you don't hesitate to let the ball fly. And it's good. The Lambdas break out in cheers while the ball still rattles in the cup. You look up to smirk at Riley, but he's already crossed the yard to your side. Very impressive, Daniel. You've got more moves than I gave you credit for. Does this mean you officially concede? He leans in until his mouth practically touches your ear. You tell me, Lambda, I'm tempted to convince you that a little late-night noise can be a good thing. A shiver of desire ripples down your spine as you picture all the ways Riley's could make good on his threat. Maybe, we could compromise? As everyone resets the table for a sorority versus fraternity rematch, you and Riley duck inside to hash out the details. Let me guess, every other day? How about we alternate every other night? Called it Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays are boring Lambda nights, and Omegas can shake things up on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Not good enough. What if someone has a big test coming up? He watches you, an amused smile playing about his lips. Don't you ever think about anything but school? No way, don't answer that. Hey, I think about a lot of different things. Then what do you think about this? I'll give you your quiet hours Monday through Thursdays, but Fridays are mine. The possessive note in his tone sends a thrill through you. I'd say you have a deal, Riley. A genuine smile crosses his face as he holds out his hand. You're gonna love Freaky Fridays, Daniel, I guarantee it. As you slip your hand in his gaze zeroes in on yours. You linger over the handshake a beat too long, your whole body lighting up at the thought of your big first party together. If things keep going like this, collating with Riley might not be so bad after all. Your skin still tingles from where he touched you, but you force yourself to focus. We should get the rules in writing while they're still fresh in our memory. Grab a piece of paper and pen, scroll down the 3 Omega rules and 3 Lambda rules, and you nibble on the end of the pen thinking. These are a good start, but if we want to keep things running smoothly, we'll need to... Your voice trails off as you notice his gaze fixed on the pen. He watches the movement of your lips like a starving man. You run the end of the pen down your neck, starting at your ear and working your way to your clavicle. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. The cool metals on your heated skin. He swallows, his eyes following your every movement. Wait, what were you saying? You fight to grin at his flustered state. Now that you've got him where you want him, it's time to pull out all the stops. I was just thinking that it's only a matter of time before you admit that my way of leading is much more effective. You want to bet on it? Game on, Danielle. You have until the end of the year to get me to admit the impossible. In that case, let's make this thing official. You sign the contract before handing the pen to him. His fingers graze yours as he leans down to sign the page, bringing his face closer. Ding dong! You jolt out of your seat at the unexpected sound of the doorbell and rush to the foyer. The door opens and in walks... Dad? Hey, Pumpkin. Where are the rest of the Lambdas? I brought you girls a housewarming gift. Box of cookies. That's so thoughtful. I've got to get Dad out of here before he sees the Omegas. If there's one thing he won't approve of, it's me living in the same house as Omega Psi. Dad, let's talk out front. But I just got here. I know, but it's such a nice day, and I've been dying to show you this house as the rose bushes. You grab your dad by the arm and start dragging him back towards the door when suddenly something whizzes past your head. A frisbee. The frisbee slams into a vase, sending bits of glass and flower petals flying. 2 Omega Bros come sliding into the foyer on soft feet. Oh, epic overhead, Jamie. Oh god, not now. As the Omegas skid to a halt, your dad drops the cookies, his mouth open in almost as much horror as yours. Oh, damn. I mean, hello, sir. Yes, sir. Young man, pull up your pants. The fear on the Omega's faces as they yank their waistbands up might have made you laugh, if your dad wasn't already turning apoplectic with rage. Danielle, what on earth is going on? Your dad's office looks tidy as ever, the dozens of awards for Heath Bartlett, Professor of Politics, lining the walls. High achieving, to say the least. Your dad sits in his office chair with his head in his hands, where it's been since you started explaining your living situation. He looks up, worry etching deep lines into his face. How can my daughter be expected to live with the wildest, most outrageous frat on campus? It's not as bad as it sounds, I promise. I'm already working things out with him. I find that hard to believe, given Riley Coyne's reputation. That young man's a plague on VCSU faculty from day one. Ever since he mooned the board of trustees at Dr. Roca's retirement party, he's torn through this campus like he owns it. Riley is a non-issue. I plan to treat him like he and his frat don't exist until they're forced to move out. That sounds promising, but I don't know, Pumpkin. Are you really sure you can handle this in your course load this year? Hey, Dad, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Trust me, I have all this under control. As a matter of fact, we were in the middle of signing a contract about the house rules when you came in. I even got him to agree to quiet hours during most weekdays. Really? That's impressive. His gaze softens as it lingers on your face. You get that from your mom, you know. Back when she was president, she transformed Lambda into the gold star organization it is today. I plan to do her legacy proud, Dad, I swear. Good. I'd expect nothing less. But be careful around Riley, Danielle. You have no idea what kind of trouble he can bring into your life. As you step outside your dad's office, you find Riley leaning against the opposite wall, his smug grin firmly in place. Well, our Lambda president is the daughter of the infamous Professor Bartlett. No wonder why you love rules so much. Shooting a panic glance back towards your dad's office, you grab him by the elbow and drag him further down the hall. No need to manhandle me, Lambda. I'll go willingly. Is there a reason you followed me down here? Curiosity, mostly. I'm starting to feel like I understand you better. Those are some mighty big shoes you have to fill. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing much, just that you've got some pretty illustrious parents. No wonder you're wowing so tight with two legacies like that to live up to. Art skips a beat at the note in his voice. He sounds sincere, but sincerity isn't the usual Riley way. Not to worry, though. I'm here to help you loosen up whenever you say the word. Can we not? I don't have time for this right now. If you're in such a hurry, why are you still holding my arm? He casts an obvious look down at your hand, which is clutching his arm like a lifeline. With a start, you drop your hand. You hadn't realized you were still holding him. Damn! I shouldn't have said anything. I like it when you can't let me go. Heat rushes to the surface of your skin, but before you have a chance to dwell on that fact, your phone dings with an incoming text. Dahlia, the org fair booth is up and ready. You planning on joining us anytime soon, oh fearless leader? On my way. As much as I'd love to stay here and do whatever this is, I gotta run. Riley makes no move to detain you as you shove your phone into your pocket and head for the quad. With places to go and pledges to recruit, I have far better things to do than battle with Riley. The Lambda new booth buzzes with activity when you arrive at the quad for the org fair, which highlights only the best campus activities. I may have gone a little overboard with the poster board, but we've already had half a dozen girls sign up to pledge. Great work. Everything looks amazing. You start to lower yourself to your chair when you glance across the pathway to see another booth being slapped together at the last minute for Omega Psi. So when the Omegas come to the org fair, they usually pick their recruits off the floor at the dive. A smirking Riley saunters up and takes his place at the booth. You realize the battle to decide the most successful frat is on. If Riley plans to play hardball, so will I. You set your jaw as you descend upon the crowd, scanning for recruits when your eyes land on a confident-looking woman. Hello there. Do you like Arctic wildlife? Yeah, I guess. good because Lambda knew as a record-breaking commitment to community service, and this year we're focusing on melting polar ice caps, and the only ice Omega cares about is the ice in our drinks. Speaking of, the main attraction is ready. Our baked goods have arrived. To your dismay, everyone in the quad gathers around the Omega booth as several of the members jump up on the table and strip off their shirts. More than one six-pack gleams in the bright afternoon sun, including Riley's. Okay. Cans of whipped cream and frosting appear, as if out of nowhere, start making their way from hand to hand. Go ahead and decorate the cakes however you see fit. When it comes to Omega side, there are no rules. Your vision goes red around the edges as Riley zeroes in on you, gleam of a challenge in his eyes. I can't believe they stoop to such cheap tactics, using sexuality as a way to win people over. Do they know what year it is? Yes, it's 2024 and it works now more than ever. I said what I said. Several people grab the cans of whipped cream and start spraying it over the canvas as Riley's taut, glistening stomach. I don't know, Daniel. It's pretty effective. Okay, wow. These Omegas are ridiculously hot. And they obviously know how to party. I'm definitely rushing Omega. Oh, as much as I hate to admit it, their little bake sale is working. Look how many people are signing up to rush. Unless we put a stripper pole, how are we supposed to compete? You narrow your eyes as a wicked, delicious thought occurs to you. Not a stripper pole, but the next best thing is... If we want to win this one, we're going to have to up the ante and outshine Omega, and I've got just the idea of how. May the hottest org win. Delia, hand me that scarf. Hold down the fort. I'm heading in. Delia whisks a soft, billowing scarf from one of the other Lambdas and hands it to you with a proud but devious grin. Riley Coyne is going to regret the day he crossed swords with you. You stride across the pathway and plant yourself in front of the Omega booth. Riley's eyes train on you every step of the way. Uh-oh. Did you come here to admit defeat already? Actually, I'm here to help make things a little more exciting. Cake decorating is a little last year, don't you think? You put a hand on your hip and face the crowd. What do y'all say we kick things up a notch by playing Pin the Whipped Cream on the frat? Oh, hell yeah. I'd pay good money to see that. You're saying things are about to get even hotter? Whoa, that's genius. Even Riley seems intrigued, eyes flashing as you scrape your gaze over every inch of exposed skin. So that's how we're playing this, huh? Oh, and Lambda knew. We're all about innovation and pushing the limits. It's as natural to us as our work saving the polar ice caps. Okay. You thrust the scarf at Riley. You touch brushing against his with a flutter of fingerprints. Let's turn up the heat. Blindfold. Go ahead, blindfold me if you dare. Oh, I dare, Lambden. I dare hard. Riley spins you around so your back is to him. With a soft touch of the nape of your neck, he pushes your hair aside and ties the blindfold in place. As soon as the world goes dark, your other senses pick up the sound of his labored breathing, the heat pulsing up in his bare skin. Now give me a few spins and hand me the whipped cream. Riley's hands fall to your shoulders as he gently spins you around and around. You're so dizzy by the time he stops that you stumble. I'll hang on his arm. I'm gonna need a sec to get my bearings. You clutch at his arm, unable to ignore the way his bicep ripples under your touch. No worries, Lambda, I always have this effect on women. You brush off his comment, straighten yourself up, and regain your air of confidence. Okay, Omegas, go ahead and line up. I'm ready to show you what Lambden is made of. I, for one, can't wait to see it. As the shirtless Omegas fall into place, the sound of their jokes and laughter make it very obvious who's positioned where. $50 says she won't be able to resist me. You're on. Women have been resisting you since the day you were born, Trevor. Ouch. I feel for that man. They have to be the least subtle frat on the planet. This'll be easy. Even though you can't see a thing, you know exactly where you're going. You stride up to Riley, your hands feeling out in front of you. I'll aim high. You lift your hand towards the chiseled planes of his pecs, your fingers making contact with the hard, rippling heat of him. As his heartbeat pounds, he flexes under your touch, letting you feel the complete power and control of his body. Oopsies. Sorry about that. Your hands linger on the stomach, teasing him with a few soft touches before you pull away. He laughs and lowers his voice a little to a more hoarse voice. Rat, you did that on purpose. Your breath catches as he dips his mouth low to your ear. But I forgive you. I knew you'd be drawn to me like a moth to flame. You bite your lower lip, aim the cold can of whipped cream at his stomach, forcing yourself to concentrate, and you start spraying. Let's get messy. Make the perfect shape of a lambda symbol before stepping back and ripping off your blindfold. You're mine now, Omega. At your bold move, the gathered crowd breaks out in a cheer that echoes across the quad. Way to mark your territory, Danielle. Oh, that's it. I gotta get into one of those frats. Riley's chest rises and falls with his heavy breathing, but his eyes twinkle as he glances around the mess of his booth. You gonna clean us off now that you've made things all dirty? I think that can be arranged. I'll lick him clean. Make Riley watch me lick a different Omega. You know what? Why not? Get wrecked. You turn towards Trevor, winking at Riley as you drop your mouth to Trevor's stomach and draw your tongue over the lines of his abs. Oh, hell yeah. Get me good, Danielle. You can feel Riley's gaze follow jealously as you swirl your tongue towards Trevor's waistband. Just then, Trevor starts to groan with satisfaction. You pull away and lock eyes with Riley, slowly licking the whipped cream from your lips. Not fair, Danielle. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you. With a smirk, you hand him a scarf that has been blindfolding you so he can wipe himself off. Though your knees feel weak from the show you just put on, you hold his gaze as he shoots you a heated, hungry look. It's as if the two of you are alone on the quad. You saw it for yourself, pledges. The sexiest time on campus. Look no further than Lambda Nu. You jolt back to awareness of your surroundings and to the fact that the potential new members are rushing to your booth in droves. Now that's a president who knows how to have fun. Sign me up! Me too! I want to be in Lambda Nu! That's right. We care about having as much fun as we do making a difference. Riley acknowledges his defeat with a chuckle and a nod of his head. Alright, Lambda. You may have won the battle, but the war starts tomorrow along with Rush Week. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description, plenty of things to check out there, ways to support. Without further ado, I don't know. I'm just gonna let y'all have your fun. I'm done reading. On to the next chapter. Bye.